What's happening, guys? I'm Scott Crow from Fritz Aquatics. I'm with a good friend, Mark Kornberg, and we're at Aquariums Unlimited. And one of the coolest things is we're hitting you guys with the 10 years, no limits on his 10-year anniversary bash. Mark, tell us where we're at and how you're feeling about it right now.
Well, this is my 10 year. It's halfway through the day. We're having a great day. It's packed inside. Scott and everybody, we got about 14 vendors here, and we're just walking around selling stuff all day, and everybody's having a great afternoon.
So if you guys don't know, Mark's store is one of the largest stores in the East Coast and also one of the largest stores in the country. Let's go inside and check it out. And plus, what you haven't seen, you guys, before was just the aquarium side. We're gonna show you the reptile side of Reptiles Unlimited. Let's go inside and check out what Mark's got going on.
Come on in, guys.
So you guys can see how packed it is in here, and it's actually slowed down. To even do this video, we had to wait for him to be able to calm down and be not so packed so we could just moving through the store.
This is our 10th anniversary sale. We've got raffles behind us here. We're raising money for the Ronald McDonald House charities in our local Norfolk branch, but we're selling tickets for that. And everybody's out there, just have 20% off deal sale on all livestock. Everything in the store is on sale. So it's just a lot of energy going on right now.
This was the heaviest side of the whole store. And when you come into the store, it's super impressive. You're hit with these giant displays. You got monsters, all these large marginals coming out of this whole South American setup. We have a full shark tank with horn sharks. One of my all-time favorite is a zebra horn shark. Never mind the African cichlid display on the other side. Monster Reef aquarium in the back. And then you can see all the coral systems, the saltwater fish, and the whole freshwater fish section is this whole side over here. And one of the other things that separates Mark's stores from the other stores is a lot of people don't realize dry goods, product, it is all here. Between livestock and dry goods, this store is packed. Now back here, it separates, Mark's has very heavy, you guys can kind of see the organization as it moves through the store. He then built later on, you can see the planting tank put in too. This is like a koi section, goldfish section. He's got some live rock. All the water for saltwater aquariums.
Water treatment.
Monster mixing station. Huge RO systems. Obviously uses the best.
Absolutely, gotta use Fritz.
Now this is really cool. This is a full deco room. This is what kind of separates the two rooms. Now there's an entrance on the front for the Aquariums Unlimited side. There's also a section for the Reptiles Unlimited side. But it's cool how you can actually walk right through right into the whole section. And then plus, one of my all-time favorite things is selling glass. This place is loaded in aquariums for sale.
So when we built the aquarium side, that was the original portion of the store. About 2.5 years ago, we were offered to take over the space behind us. So we cut the hole in the wall, which we just walked through, right here. And we rebuilt the Reptiles Unlimited. And this was originally an Asian lighting and furniture store. So a lot of chandeliers everywhere. So I wanted to keep the chandeliers to make it kind of fit the theme, so we did like a Jumanji thing going on back here. So we just kind of recreated a whole new world.
I think it's absolutely awesome. So obviously I have a large passion for aquariums, fish, but I also have a huge love and passion for reptiles. So seeing this whole section is absolutely amazing for me. And his pets, his display animals are epic. They're absolutely amazing.
Scott's a little excited.
We're here with Miss Elise Brown from Ronald McDonald House Charities. Mark's done a great job supporting Ronald McDonald House over the years,
Yes.
and a real life impact.
It is. Aquariums Unlimited has helped us with donations over $70,000 without the money from today. And it impacts families with NICU babies who are with us for months. And without the support from the community, like Aquariums Unlimited, it would be very difficult to provide this service to families at no charge. So this donation is going to help cover a family who has a child in the hospital who really shouldn't have to worry about where they're going to stay. And I know that you built one out in West Virginia.
Yes, ma'am.
And ours is in Norfolk, Virginia, and we have a beautiful home. We have great volunteers like Mark and Donnie who come and make meals for our families.
In a former life, I actually built a Ronald McDonald House, and that's where my love for Ronald McDonald House starts. And then my mother-in-law was a director, periodically do some volunteer work, when something needs done around the house. So again, it's super near and dear to my heart. It's also helped my family out as well.
Right.
And I know the impact that makes on families
Yes.
that have sick children in the hospital.
Yes, really, it's a tremendous service that hopefully no one would have to use, but unfortunately, people need our service, and when they do, it's a blessing. We're so thankful. We are so thankful.
Thanks for coming out and supporting 10 years with Mark at
I
Aquariums
know,
Unlimited.
it's great.
And let's hope to raise some more money for
Yes.
Ronald McDonald House Charities today. And
Yes, yes.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
All right, thank you, Miss Elise.
Thank
you have a great day.
You too.
All right.
Mark, what made you want to do a whole reptile section added onto the aquarium side?
Well, just like you, I'm not just a one pet wonder, so I like fish as well, but this was also a passion of mine. And when we had the opportunity, I didn't really think I needed 10,000 square feet of just fish, so we thought, what's the next best thing? Let's do something a little different, and we'll go reptiles.
And we see a lot of crossover, especially even also on the Fritz side, when it comes to bacterias, when it comes down to meds and things like that, between reptiles and aquariums as well.
And usually fish people have reptiles, and reptile people seem to have fish.
It goes back and forth all the time. We're going to show you guys some of the reptiles, section of the reptiles, and then the other thing you want to see, some of his pets, the arachnids. Another thing that makes this store really unique is overall responsibility when it comes to selling reptiles. You're not seeing species that gets monstrous.
It's a personal thing for me. I don't think a lot of hobbyists are really equipped or prepared, per se, to handle things that get a certain size. And even though they think they do, and when it comes down to it, a few years later, they end up having this snake they can't find a home for, and it ends up getting released into the wild, or otherwise something else happens to it. So I just don't feel it's necessary to sell this. If someone really wanted one and I knew they were educated and were going to handle it properly, I would consider getting it for them, but we don't sell them in the store.
Yeah,
I don't do impulse purchase.
And that's one of the things I like is very family-friendly animals. If you've never had a pet reptile, all species that are great to get into, like bearded dragons, crested geckos.
Leopard geckos.
Yeah, leopard geckos, small species like colubrids. I love little hognoses.
Then I'm like you, I like the colubrids, I like the milk snakes, the Honduras milk snakes, stuff like that, because they have color. Can't go wrong unless you're going into like the beginner animals, leopard gecko or bearded dragon. Can't go wrong with that. These are my squirrels, and we'll get them out in just a second. They might come for me, they may not. I'm gonna get a treat in just a second, but let me see if we can get them to come over here and say hi. Come here. Come here.
Now, what type of squirrels are these?
They're Costa Rican squirrels. So they're called variegated because they're color patterns. So they're variegated squirrels from Costa Rica. So this one's actually a rescue. She's 15 years old, and we took her on from a client that couldn't care for her anymore. And we've just been letting her live a happy life.
Green street pythons is a great species from Indonesia. One of the coolest, fully arboreal. You can see the dark greens. Now, what's really cool about them is as babies, when they're born either red or they're born yellow. And their tail actually will sit there and they actually use the tail to track prey items when they're smaller and as they become larger. Now, they spend their entire lives in the tree canopy. They're a rainforest species, and it's amazing. They have these large fangs where they can catch birds and small mammals right in the tree canopy. So that's a sailfin dragon. Is that a Weber eye?
It's a Swarovski's.
Yeah, so that's actually one of the largest species of agamids in the world.
Yeah, he's just a baby.
And that is just a baby. As adults, they get this huge sail that goes right from the top of the neck all the way down the back. I mean, this is a living dinosaur.
He's going to jump at you for some food.
They're incredibly fast, they're arboreal, and they hit the water, they can move.
So speaking of reptiles, Jimmy here from behind the camera. I'm going to step in front of the camera real quick and talk about these cool frogs that I've seen. That is actually my receipt right there. I got 20% off a frog. For $25, I got a Vietnamese gliding frog. These frogs are actually behind that piece of foam there. So we're not going to be able to see them. A couple of cool tree frogs here, like you got the Australian whites, also known as the dumpy tree frog. They're all hiding, frogs. I'm just showing you a bunch of nothing right now. But we're going to walk around to the freshwater section because that's what I know best. So walking into the freshwater section, you see and are introduced to this giant rainbow fish tank. And there's also some Congo tetras here. These fish have been here for such a long time. I remember them here like 3-4 years ago when I was here. Look at that big boy or big mama right there. You got a bunch of rainbow sharks. My favorite rainbow here is, I want to say, I'm not sure. It could be a bozemanii, but it's orange. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments below. There goes a fire track eel. That's cool. And there's the actual bozemanii back there, all the way in the back. But moving on to the section here, these live bearers, also known as guppies. I was just standing here, and Chris Klang was like, "You look mesmerized." And how could you not be mesmerized? Because these guppies, a pair of guppies, blue dragon guppies, for $15. Plus, you get 20% off today. They do a sale every year, I believe. And so I'm going to take some of these home and put them in my pond that I'm building outside. Maybe we could start a series with that. These are very, very cool looking. Look at that male right there. Isn't that a crazy looking male? You get a male like that, you get a female that are just as beautiful. Right there. Pair them up. We'll make a bunch of more. They got a pretty cool plant section here. You got 3 plant sections there and 3 tanks over there on that side with different kind of plants. I already bought a giant hair grass all the way back there. Look how cool the reflection is. I always love that look. So I'm going to put that in the pond. Now I could keep going on, talk about those monsteras, but let's bring it back to Scott.
That's scared of snakes.
This is my favorite snake in the entire building. I love this species. So this is a species of colubrid. This is an Asian red-tailed green rack. They're an arboreal colubrid species from Asia. Woo-hoo. And they spend almost the entire time up in the tree canopy. They can come down, bud. They have a prehensile tail, and they can actually hang right from the tail.
There you go. We had her out earlier, so she's a little...
Will actually eat birds in midair, and I love the tongue on them. They have this deep blue, black tongue, and one of my favorite things of them, you can actually see the scale pattern. It's absolutely amazing. Now, one of the things about rat snakes, if they feel insecure, they will musk you, but this one's actually really fine. It's okay. I got you. So what made you choose this?
You know, I didn't really know what I wanted. When we got her in, she was beautiful, and she had a good size to her, and she was relatively friendly, so I just decided to keep her. I thought she was cool. Some people enjoy watching her, and she uses this entire enclosure. She's up and down all the time, so it worked out really well.
You can see that face.
I mean, I don't like the guy in the yellow shirt either. It's okay. You know what the problem is? You're so hyped up. She feels you're hyped up.
I know.
As soon as I hook her, she was fine.
I've only seen this in a major zoo.
Oh, gosh.
This is so unique. Can you kind of explain us more about this enclosure and the animal you have in there?
So we have a 2-toed Linnaeus sloth. She's a little different. She's hiding at the moment. We'll have her out probably a little bit. She's still hide away up there in the corner. But I just wanted something in the store that was a little more unique, a little different, but didn't require like my personal attention like a monkey would or something else that was a little higher maintenance. So she's really chill. Has a huge dog pen enclosure. I think it's like 13 by 19 tall. But she basically lives a happy sloth life, but she's real chill. Doesn't mind being on her own. She doesn't need our attention too much, although she will allow us to go in there and love on her and play with her a little bit. It was just something unique and different that I thought when we opened this side that would bring people in. Everybody loves the sloth. Apparently it's everybody's spirit animal from what I understand. So she just does a great job. She lives in here. She'll be out usually in the later afternoons. She comes out, eats, and she goes over here and sleeps in her little dog bed over here. And people come right up to her. They get within inches of her and they can talk to her. And it's just something fun to have, something different.
Alrighty, Mark, super happy for you for your 10-year anniversary birthday bash. We had an absolute blast here at Aquariums Unlimited and now also Reptiles Unlimited. If you guys out there have a local store and you want us to come by, do us a favor, hit us up in the comments, let us know, and tag your local fish store, baby. Max out.
Max out, baby.